Hey guys, welcome back to Kicking It with Kennards, or if you're new here, welcome. My name's Heather Kennard. I'm 31, about to be 32. My birthday is in a couple weeks. This guy is 6 months old actually today. This is Kobe. Say hi. I think I'm gonna start a series about like all things motherhood. So answering like questions. I tried to look up before starting this, like most asked questions or something like that on motherhood. It was kind of all over the place, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna do like different segments of like, this is about postpartum, or this is about pregnancy, or this is about motherhood for toddlers or babies, or because I have kids of kind of all ages. I should start with that, I guess. I have 4 kids. If you're new here, Kylie is 12, Cameron is 8, Kason just turned 2, and then Kobe is 6 months. So we have kind of a wide range of kids. I had our oldest, we had her young, we were 19, so we kind of grew up with her. Like now we have a preteen, and we also have a baby and a toddler and a middle-aged kid, I guess you call it. So it's a lot. It's parenting 4 kids, 2 under 2. Well, now I guess we can't say that. 2 and under. I don't know. But anyway, but our kids' age are a little bit different because some people have all their kids young. We have, an older set, like our oldest 2 are 3.5 years apart. And then between Cameron, who's 8, and then Kason, there's 6 years. So we have kind of like 2 sets of kids. Basically, I feel like we have to be 2 kind of different parents and sets of, like I'm parenting 4 different kids. I have to be 4 different moms. The older ones take a lot more out emotionally, and their needs are a lot different than the babies, where it's like all physical needs for the most part, getting them food, helping them, changing diapers, giving baths, all of the things physically that they can't do. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about this is the first episode of this, so just like briefly, like how we parent 4 kids, how do we balance that, what that looks like, the challenges, things no one talks to you about motherhood. I know that's a lot. It's not all going to be in one video, but I want to hear like what your guys' thoughts are, how many kids you guys have, their ages, how old you are, what you found works, what doesn't. I'm just going to start with, I feel like there's a lot of things that no one tells you about motherhood, which I feel like should be its own video, like I don't know, a video on its own. But so this is kind of where I want to go with the series. But today I just kind of wanted to start with how it is with 4 kids, different ages, how we balance things, some encouragement for you, I think, to start going into having a kid. Obviously we were 19. My husband and I'll share our story like another time, but we didn't know, we weren't married. We didn't know each other for very long before we got pregnant with Kylie, and God has blessed us so much in just our marriage and like putting us together and just like really beating a lot of odds to just to be where we're at today and staying together and all of this stuff. So there's a lot more that goes into like having a teenage pregnancy, I guess you would say. I was almost 20 when I had her, but still I was 19. And I lost my train of thought. Oh, I guess things no one tells you about motherhood going into it is the judgment. Like there is so much judgment, so much. I didn't realize that. Like you think like, oh, I'm out of high school and it's like, we're done with pettiness. No. Becoming a mom, and like if you're on a mom group or whatever, they're like in literally everything that you do, every aspect of parenting, someone's gonna have an opinion and they're gonna say you're doing it wrong. What you feed them, their bedtime, if they get screen time, no screen time, vaccines, no vaccines, how you put them in the car seat, their chest clip is not right, how you act as a mom, how you dress, how the way you talk to your kids, are you gentle parenting, do you spank, like the list goes on, and I just want to tell you that you're doing a great job. If you're raising your kids, motherhood, parenting in general, but I'm just gonna say motherhood because I feel like the majority, like I'm a stay-at-home mom. I should say that. I'm a stay-at-home mom. We run like businesses, so I do help with that, and we are homeschooling our oldest 2. So there's a lot that goes into that as well, but I'm pretty much a stay-at-home mom. I don't work outside of the home. Again, like I help with business stuff. We make content. So like I work, I have like tasks, but I'm home with them. So I will say you're doing a great job. Do what works for you. Like finding a community of people that think the same way that you do, parent the same way that you do, support you, even if they have different, because everyone parents differently, you find what works for you and your spouse, but like that people that support you and your goal, even if you do things differently than them, people that are going to encourage you, those are the kind of people that you need to surround yourself with. I'm a Christian. I have been like my whole life, but really since I got pregnant with our daughter and like over those years, I really got back into the faith. I attend Bible study every week. We're pretty active in our church and with like friends and families at the church. And so that is so helpful for me, just having faith, something to rely on, like that this is not my own strength that can do this. People make comments like, how do you do it? You're so busy, all this. It's God. Like he gives me the strength, and I feel every day like I feel like I, you know, failed in this area or that area, or I was short with my kids or whatever, but every day, like, you know, I try to spend time in the Word and reading my Bible and just getting that in is so helpful. And just having a community, like when you're feeling discouraged, when you're feeling upset, when things are hard, your kids are misbehaving, you're disciplining them, it's not working, find people that are going to come alongside you and help you and encourage you and lift you up and not judge you. That is like my number. If I could tell you any piece of advice, that's it. Over the years, we've had different friends, all in and out. Some, you know, have been with us for a long time. Others like are there for a season, and just finding people that are going to encourage you, not act like they're better than you. Oh, my kid never did that. My kid, most people who say that are not, that's not truthful. They might not have dealt with that same issue, but everyone has problems. Being a parent also points out like everything that you need to work on yourself. I don't know if you've noticed that, if you're a parent or you're a soon-to-be parent or what. I think God has a way of humbling you. The things that my kids snap out about something, can't control their emotions, and I'm like, what is that? And then I realize, oh yeah, I don't do that either. So it really points out like, hey, you need to work on that, but so do I, and we're going to work on that together. So yeah, find a good support system. There's so many things that I was not prepared for as a parent. I think like just no, like you don't have time for yourself, rarely ever at all. And obviously that kind of comes and goes in different stages of life. Like when you have babies, they're obviously a lot more demanding. Now with my older two, like they're pretty self-sufficient. Sometimes, you know, they can stay home by themselves sometimes. There's different, you know, there is blessings in that. But having a baby, like even I remember with my daughter, I think I had some postpartum depression. I didn't really know what that was at the time. I was 19. I wasn't really educated on any of that, but just like remember thinking to myself, like, what did I do? I was, you know, sleep deprived. I'm like, will this ever get better? Like, will I ever be the same? Will I ever be able to go to the store and remember what I came for? And some days I still am like wandering. Everyone's talking to me, overstimulated, like what? But you know, you just learn to take things every day as they come, and it gets better. And you can find the joy in like in all of the moments. We're talking about this today in Bible study. We're studying Ecclesiastes and just like finding the goodness in all of it, in the mundane part of life, because your days are not promised. Trying to see the joy in every situation. Find the blessings that you have in every situation. And that is a big takeaway from it, because it's easy to get stressed. It's easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy, I'm just making another bottle, or I have to nurse again, or I'm all of the things that are so mundane. Here I'm cooking again, more laundry, cleaning the bathroom, scrubbing a toilet. And you feel unappreciated. Being a mom is such a thankless job. But know that your hard work is being appreciated. Your kids notice it, even if they don't say anything. Hopefully your spouse notices it and appreciates you, but it is hard. And you can also be encouragement to other moms, which I feel like is a huge thing. It's a huge part of our community, which is part of why I started YouTube. Is like I wanted to be able to encourage and other moms and other people going through like the same thing. There are going to be enough things that stress you out being a parent. Like, there's so much things to worry about, so many things to remember. Like, I use my calendar so much for everything, even to remind me, like, hey, I need to print this paper, or I need to fill this form out. I have to-do lists. I have notifications, certain times. It's a lot. Your calendar is your friend. Write everything down. But anyway, if people are stealing your joy, like, limit your time with them. Start, like, phasing them out. I mean, I get that that's hard, but you want to show up for your kids and for your spouse in the most positive way that you can. And so if people aren't bringing you joy, like, I don't want to say, like, just cut them off, but kind of figure out in a loving way how you can, you know, reorient your priorities to make it focus on something that is going to bring you joy and help you spread joy to those around you. Okay, so I looked up a couple questions about motherhood. Oh, some questions people ask about motherhood. So I already gave the piece of advice. Just focus on a good group, a few good friends, a church group, a women's group, something like that, where, like, people are just going to encourage you. And even if you have a differing opinion, like, they're still just going to love on you, and you guys can dialogue. You can have healthy conversations about things. Why do you do that? Why do I do this? Like, it's okay to disagree. But there's so much hate, like, just like, hey, why do you do that? Why do I do this? How can we learn? How can we grow? That's really what life's about, right? How do you balance motherhood and your individuality? That's really hard. Honestly, there are days when I get so burnt out and like, I don't have a super good routine. We travel a lot. Like, I feel like we go places, we take weekend trips. There's, like, so many things that we do that kind of, we have a routine, but I think that is super important too. Like, how can I get this time in? What are things I need to prioritize every day? I was trying to work out even, like, 15 minutes a day. So I do my Bible study and workout. I would do that, like, in the afternoon. Trying to find, like, little things within what you already have to do that bring you joy. So, like, my spouse works a ton and we run multiple businesses. We have rental properties. Like, it's just not feasible for me to, like, get out and him to watch the kids or whatever. Like, it's just, that doesn't work. And, you know, sometimes that's hard because you're, like, always on. But, like, within that, like, I just learned to make sourdough, and I was able to get away. I brought the baby, but met with some ladies from church, and we all, like, learned from a girl who's really good at sourdough. We learned how to do that, and, like, we made that opportunity happen. Like, hey, we planned it months in advance, just tonight, so we can go to the girl's house. She was able to prepare stuff. We all knew what we needed to get. It was, like, months in advance we planned the night, and so that us moms could get together and learn a new skill, learn sourdough, and that has been so super fun. And it's something I can do with my kids, and I can show my family, like, this is something I'm making bread for you guys. And learning a new skill felt so good. And that's not something I've done for a long time. And my daughter, who's 12, she likes to crochet. She's been asking me to do that with her. I would love to learn that. I just don't really have the mental, like, capacity right now. My hands are full a lot of the time. So, like, something that's going to take a long time to do that is kind of hard. If you like to read, I don't, like, some people have these things where they do it every day. I find that that's not really manageable. I do try to read, like, a devotion every morning before I get out of bed, but it's on my phone. And then, like, I do Bible study at some point throughout the day. But if you can read, like, that's great. If you like to exercise, like, try to find small things in which you can prioritize yourself. I like to take a hot shower. So some nights, if the baby, like, Kason goes down, like, he just falls asleep on his own. The baby sometimes is iffy, but if he's asleep, I can take a longer shower and enjoy that. So, like, finding the small things that you can do is really helpful. And just, like, I feel like you can really get lost in being a mom, but, like, meeting up for a cup of coffee or inviting another mom over. Like, your kids can run around, you guys can play or go to the park, and you guys can just chat. And yes, you're interrupted and it can be frustrating, but, like, it's a season of life. You are the most important person to your kids. And so just remembering that, and, you know, you can be who you are within parenting them. What has motherhood taught you? I feel like these are pretty deep. Just, like, to be humble and know that you're not perfect, you're learning, your kids are looking at you as like the prime example of like how they're going to be or how they don't want to be if you're not doing a good job, or they feel like you're not doing a good job. So just like, you are okay to apologize to your kids. I apologize to my kids all the time. Like if I'm short with them, if I snap out, if I'm getting overwhelmed and they all need something and I'm trying to get something done, I can get very frustrated. So just like apologizing and explaining things to them, and motherhood has just taught me to, I don't know, just be more gracious, because I know that I need grace on every day, and just to extend that same grace to my kids. They're learning, at such a much higher level even than we're learning. So just to extend grace in all aspects. I think, and then this is, what's the most rewarding part of motherhood? I honestly feel like it's like when your kids accomplish something good, or like they work hard at something, or they say something, like they have a really good like character trait, or they say like, that doesn't sound right, but like a good quality that like they say something they learned at church, or like they like learn something that's like really valuable. I feel like that will teach them something good in life, and they like say that and tell me, oh, I learned that, or I want to do this, or something like that, where I'm like, wow, if you keep up that mentality, like you're gonna go far and you're gonna be a good person, you're gonna be a good human. Like once you realize that, like, wow, my kid is super cool, yes, they have faults like everyone else, but like they are on the right track. They are, doing the right thing. They're trying to be a good person. They're trying to live by like, how God wants them to live a fulfilling life. And so when you know that they've like realized that, that's super cool. But yeah, I know that's like a lot for today, but it's kind of like this series I want to start. Maybe like a couple times a month I'll make a video like this, and it can be like a Q&A. I want like questions. What do you guys think about motherhood? It could be anything, like postpartum. I'm very open about things, so I'm not like scared to share. I think it's helpful. I think a lot of people are scared to share, but I know that people have been blessed. Like they just shared with me, like being blessed by like the way that we live our lives and our story and all of that. And so like, I'm not afraid to share the raw, the real, the truth about motherhood. It's hard every day. It is hard, and yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, please let me know your questions, and we'll make another video like this soon. Bye.